go through the entire proceedings this evening. We've got the vivacious, with a lovely smile, Natasha. Please, Natasha, you have got a smile in here. And then Shweta would come in and fill in a couple of the gaps much later on. So put your hands together for Natasha.
So we start with a little introduction on the power of dreams. Once when Dhirubhai Ambani was asked how he became a millionaire from a mere petrol pump attendant, he said, always think big and never be afraid to dream big. Dream big to achieve big. Not a simple sentence. It has the power to change destinies, provided we recognize its power and have the courage to implement it. Every human being is a dreamer. The most successful people on earth are so because of the reason that they believed in their dreams and intentionally walked every path, unlocked all the possible keys on the road to their remarkable achievement of their dreams. For instance, Walt Disney, Henry Ford, Bill Gates are clearly the best dreamers in the world. They believed in the power of their dreams no matter what the external world thought about them. They have recreated their pinnacle of ultimate success. They have gone out and pushed until their dreams became a reality. Every individual needs to dream, whether it is big or small. Once your small dreams start to become reality, you will start dreaming big as a result of both habit and practice. For example, Narayan Murthy, the successful founder of Infosys, though not born with a silver spoon, yet he had dreamt big of being the CEO of India's largest software company. Although he did not have sufficient funds to establish a business initially, he and his family worked hard to make his dream a reality. This is the power of an ambitious dream. It was the invention of the wheel that set everything into motion and began the rapid metamorphosis from the Stone Age time to today's modern age. As time elapsed, more and more inventions occurred. Edison looked up at the lightning flashes in the sky and dreamt of harnessing the electrical charge and putting it to use. His hard work led to the creation of the first turbine for generation of electricity. He invented the first light bulb. The two brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, laid on their back, looked up at the birds flying, creating a dream of flying. They built the first powered flying machine and the airplane industry started. The telephone, the radio, the television, computer, internet and mobiles were all started by inventors whose inventions started out as dreams and their dreams became a reality. The ability to believe in one's dream is what differentiates the ordinary from the extraordinary. All our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, whereas an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill stated that each and every one, without exception, are born to succeed. Dreams are not what you see in your sleep, but rather which won't let you sleep. Research by Stanford psychologist Carol Dwell shows that there are always two categories of people. One set of individuals had a fixed mindset and believed that they cannot change the capabilities. On the other hand, some people had a growth mindset who always believed that they could work forward, improving, and they could work hard towards achieving their dreams. Here are a few famous quotes. Norman Vincent Peale said, "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars." Martin Luther King Jr. said, "You do not have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." Lao Tzu said, "A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step." Every Indian must dream, and to dream you need no permission.
Thank you, Natasha. In keeping with the theme, Power of Dreams, we've got two segments in here. The first one is Dreams, the SME platform, which is Mr. Thakur's specialty, and the other one is Dreams, the SME sector. All right. The first one, the SME sector, plays a pivotal role in all developing economies, and India is no exception. The sector has great potential, but was not unleashed as companies had to rely on bank funds, and there was no SME exchange in India. But with the setting up of SME platform in India, a new avenue for raising growth funds has been opened up for SME companies. Mr. Ajay Thakur has been responsible for setting up the BSA SME Capital Platform, and in a short period of time, over 300 companies have been listed on the BSE SME platform. Mr. Ajay Thakur will share his dream on the future of the BSE SME platform much later. I'm going to read and introduce you to Mr. Ajay Thakur, but in the meantime, Mr. Clifton's got back in here and seating comfortably. Ajay Thakur, the Chief Executive Officer, BSE SME, does the small and medium enterprises, is one of the captains at India's largest and biggest stock exchange, the Bombay Stock Exchange. For the last 17 years, he has been in the BSE to create major milestones. He joined BSE Limited as Head, Arbitration and Business Development. He has developed the derivatives segment of BSE Limited and was also actively involved in the opening of regional centers across the country. He has more than 19 years of experience, presently as Head, BSE SME, responsible for the development of this segment of BSE Limited. He very successfully launched the SME platform on 13th March 2012 and thus become the first exchange to launch the platform. Dreams, the second segment, is the SME sector. If India has to achieve its vision of a $5 trillion economy by 2025 and $10 trillion by 2030, the target can be met only if there is a growth in the SME sector, as it contributes to 90% of all industrial production and is home to 5.5 crore units. What are the dreams of the SME sector? Let us hear from Mr. Clifton De Silva, Director, Altena Securities Private Limited. And to do the honors of speaking on this, Shweta will introduce and speak on Mr. Clifton De Silva profile. Put your hands together for Shweta.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. So Mr. Clifton De Silva, who has over 35 years of experience in all facets of the capital market and is the director of Altena Securities Private Limited, which is a member of the National Stock Exchange and is engaged in the activity of stock broking and wealth management. Prior to setting up Altena Securities, he was the investment manager and director at Tata's, where he managed the investment of Tata's and was responsible for scaling up their investment portfolio 20 times in a span of 10 years. He also successfully managed portfolios of the Nehru family, Dr. Karan Singh family, the Singhania's family, and a host of other leading business luminaries. Managing portfolios required informed-based decisions, and therefore, during this period, he had the opportunity of visiting the facilities as well as interacting with several industrialists who are very large now, but were small then, which include the likes of Mukesh Ambani, Sunil Mittal, Kishore Bayani, Narayan Murthy, Anil Agarwal, to name a few. Also, he was the founder editor of the business magazine Fortune India, and in the capacity of editor, he has interacted with promoters of several successful companies and observed that all the companies began their entrepreneurial journey as small companies but subsequently grew into large companies where the management have a vision and a passion to follow their vision. Therefore, he is one of the view that small and medium companies, if backed by promoters with a vision and passion to pursue that vision, can scale to astronomical heights. With the objective in view, he has taken upon himself the task of promoting entrepreneurship, especially amongst the small and medium companies, both at the startup level and scale-up level. He is instrumental in unlocking hidden values in small and medium companies by listing them on the stock exchange. In last 1 year, he has successfully unlocked values in 4 companies, namely Mac Hotels, 4th October 2018, IPO price Rs 24, high Rs 120, current price Rs 80. VR Films, 30th April 2019, IPO price Rs 61, high price Rs 180, current Rs 130. Evans Electric, IPO price Rs 52, high price Rs 30, current price Rs 212. Mosquito Engineering, IPO price Rs 27, current price Rs 33.75. The value unlocked in these 4 companies over a short period of time is around Rs 100 crores. And in the process, wealth of Rs 75 crores has been unlocked for the promoters and Rs 25 crores for the investors. He is currently in the process of unlocking value for more than 25 companies in the small and medium companies over next 12 to 18 months time. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. The next segment, we've got Mr. Clifton, who's going to invest. So please put your hands together. A warm round of applause.
Everybody. We always wish, can you hear me? Yes. We always wish that stock prices move up, so we don't believe in cutting prices of stocks so that wealth is created. But here, on this occasion, since we are late on time, I feel I should cut down on my presentation. Just see, all of us earn income. After income, there is spending. Minus spending, there is saving. Now, this saving is deployed for investment. You have various options to deploy a saving. We look at 2 broad asset classifications. 1, fixed income assets, and 2, variable income assets. Now, fixed income assets are basically assets which provide you a fixed income, and as far as the principal is concerned, it is protected. The most common form of fixed income securities or asset is fixed deposits. Now, what are the advantages of fixed deposits? Many are of the view that fixed deposits protect their capital and are happy with fixed deposits. But over a longer period of time, if you analyze, you will come to the conclusion that fixed deposits do not bring you any returns. In fact, over a period of time, there is depreciation and erosion in your capital. Your real rate of return is virtually negligible. Fixed deposits, individuals are of the view that their capital is protected, but it is inflation which erodes your capital. Fixed deposits or fixed income securities may give you a return, but the real rate of return, as I said earlier, is negative if you take into consideration inflation and taxation. If today you can buy goods worth 100 rupees and you have 10 units. You can buy 10 units worth 100 rupees. Years later, the same 100 units may cost you twice that amount. So therefore, if you take into consideration, 1, inflation, and 2, taxation, the returns are virtually negligible. Then as far as capital appreciating assets are concerned, you have gold and silver, 1, you have property, and you have equities. As far as gold and silver is concerned, gold does give you return, but it is sporadic. Whenever oil prices rise or there is some type of war to be potential war news, then you may have gold prices escalating, and that is also temporary. Gold as such gives a return, but the returns are not adequate enough. Again, gold doesn't give you any return by way of income, interest or dividend, but it has got a cost. Though today gold can be stored in demat form, but yet many individuals have gold in physical form. And therefore, there's always a threat of theft. So gold has a cost in terms of you have to locate it or you have to keep it in a lockup, which has a cost. So it has a cost, low income, and the returns are, as I said, sporadic. As far as property is concerned, yes, property does give you return in terms of rental and capital appreciation, but at the same time, the ticket size is very large. In a place like Mumbai, if you have to look at property, the ticket size may be as high as 1 crore. Then the transaction costs are very high in terms of stamp duty, brokerage, and registration. And there is no liquidity. You cannot sell it instantly. So it takes time to sell. So in the event that you require funds urgently, you can't sell the property. And it is also all or none. If you have, let us say, in terms of stock, if you have 500 shares of Tata Steel and you are in need of funds, you could sell 50 shares and realize your funds. But in the case of property, it is all or none. If you have 500 square feet of an apartment, you can't decide to sell one bathroom or one bedroom. You have to sell the entire. So therefore, as far as the sale is concerned, it is all or none. So therefore, property may give you rental income, may give you, but the appreciation is limited and to select areas. And it also depends on the development in that area. For example, if somebody bought shares of Infosys, 1,000 shares in the year 1993-94, after bonus issued, today the shares with the individual is 1,02,000 shares. But if you're staying in a society and there are 12 flats in the society, over the years the flats do not multiply, 24 flats, 52 flats. The appreciation is mainly if there's development. If there's no development in that area, then the rates do not give you that type of return. So therefore, the property though gives you some type of appreciation and rental income, since the ticket size is high and there are a lot of cost involved in the transaction cost, and as I said, you cannot sell when you want. So as an investment, it is not very, very popular except for a few places in select areas. Then we come to equities. Equities is the next capital appreciating asset. Equities appear as an asset allocation, as an asset class, the best class over a period of time, provided your selection is right. If your selection is wrong, then okay, it is disaster. But if your selection is right and you are informed, then definitely you get good returns. Equities as an asset class, 1. The ticket size, as I said, in terms of property is high, 1 crore, 2 crores. But technically, in the case of equities, the ticket size can be as low as 1 rupee or 1 rupee 50 paisa, 2 rupees. How? Say the company like Jaiprakash Associates, the market lot is 1 and the market price is 150. So if you buy 1 share, the investment is 1 rupee 50 paisa. That is the entry level. At the entry level, the ticket size is very small. Secondly, appreciation is always there. I'll come to that. There is also, apart from that, there is a dividend income which you get, and also there's liquidity. If you want to sell your shares and you require funds, if you sell your shares on Monday, you get your funds by Wednesday. That is the speed of getting your funds. And as far as taxation is concerned, the long-term capital gains is 10%, short-term capital gains 15%. There are many individuals who pay as high as 42% on salary income in the highest tax bracket, But as far as stock is concerned, short term it's only 15%. Businessmen also pay as high as today corporate tax is 25%. But when you invest in long term, it's 10%, short term is 15%. So the taxation rate is also low. And if your selection is right, then the returns could be mind-boggling. For example, an investment in Eicher Motors in the year 1984, an investment of just 10,000 in 1984 in Eicher Motors is today valued at 900 crores. That is the type of returns that equities can fetch you if your information and your research is right. An investment of also 10,000 in Wipro in 1980 is valued at 600 crores. Even if you did nothing, somebody did nothing in the 1980s, just invested 100 rupees in the BSE Sensex, passive investment is worth 40,000 rupees today. So equities have a mode of investment that gives you enormous return. These are just a few examples. There are many examples. And as I said, provided your decision is right. So a research-based approach always gives you a good return. For example, even in the case of Eicher Motors, the share has moved up from 10,000 to 900 crores. Not everybody must have participated in the journey. Because when the price must have moved up to 20,000, many would have felt that 100% return is great and must have exited. Many might have feared the price moving down, may have exited. So therefore, it is also essential that you do your homework and research well. HDFC, which started with one branch, today has 5,500 branches. So if somebody had invested in HDFC when the bank had only one branch, you would be the part owner of a bank with just one branch. Today, without any investment, you are the part owner of a bank with 5,500 branches. Similarly, when Maruti started, it started with 1 lakh vehicles. So when you invested in Maruti at the outset, you were the part owner of a car manufacturer or a passenger manufacturer with just 1 lakh vehicles. Today, without any investment, your company has expanded to 17 lakh vehicles. So you are the part owner of 17 lakh vehicles without any investment. And in time to come, in the next few years, Maruti has planned to take the production to 25 lakhs. So as you have information about the company, you continue to stay invested and take benefit of them. I remember in 1980 when Reliance went public in the year 1978 with an issue of just 2.82 crores. Today the company is worth 9 lakh crore in market cap, and Mukesh Ambani is the richest man in India, merely because of his investment. And please give you that type of return which no other asset class can give you. See, the 5 companies in the US, Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, these 5 companies all started from dormitories and garages. And in just a span of around 30 years, all these 5 companies are worth more than $3 trillion. The Indian stock market as a whole is just worth $2.2 trillion, and the Indian economy is $2.7 trillion. So these 5 companies have given that type of returns, which is mind-boggling. In China, it's Jack Ma, Alibaba, which has given returns. So all those who feature in Forbes or Fortune 500 are owners of equities. So that is the power of equities which can give you that type of return. And today, the richest in 1997, Amazon started just selling books. Today, its market cap is over $1 trillion, with Jeff Bezos emerging as the richest man in the world. And even after he divorced his wife, in McKinsey, and paid her $38 million, he is still the richest man. That shows that the power of the stocks. So therefore, as an asset class, equities can give you returns which no other asset class can give you, provided again the rider is your decisions are right. In the last couple of months, if you look at the greatest, if take the instance of the Ambani brothers, Mukesh Ambani has created wealth for shareholders, Anil Ambani has destroyed wealth for shareholders. So the 2 brothers have, one has created wealth, one has destroyed wealth. So it's a question of how you look at companies, how you research companies, and keep yourself abreast of what's happening, and therefore you can equities as a mode of investment gives you great return. Now most of the companies, as far as the existing companies are concerned. And fortunately, in my capacity as director and investment manager at Tata's, I had the opportunity of meeting almost every management today who is large, but at some point of time was small, and they have grown. And how they have grown? Because they had a passion, and they had a vision and a conviction in their dreams. They dream big, and therefore they have seen that their dreams turn into reality, and they have ensured that the companies have got huge growth. So therefore, today, when we look back, all the companies we started their entrepreneurial journey started small. Today, as far as the main stock exchange is concerned, most of the companies like HDFC Group or the Tata Group or the Ambani Group have reached levels whereby doubling of or tripling or is limited. Reliance is 9 lakh crore. I don't think it can in 1 year 18 lakh crore. So therefore, where is the growth to come from? So today, if the vision of the present government is to take the economy to a $5 trillion economy by 2025 and 30 trillion, by 10 trillion, then where will the growth come from? The growth has to come from the SME sector. The SME contributes 90% of all industrial production today, and it's 5.5 crore SMEs. So if there's growth, then it has to emerge from the SME sector. Therefore, as we stand today, the potential of the SME sector is enormous, and investment in SME sector is bound to give huge returns, just like we will have a lot of such companies from the SME sector, which has Reliance of tomorrow, HDFC of tomorrow, Asian Paint of tomorrow. All these hidden gems are in the SME sector. And I could tell you that in the last several months or so, I have been interacting or several SME companies. I have met hundreds and hundreds of promoters now in the SME sector, and I find that most of the companies are excellent, except that they continue to be unlisted. And when they are listed, they unlock a lot of value. So the future today lies in the SME sector. So as a dream, the SME sector will fulfill the dreams of all investors who participate in the SME platform. As I said, the SME sector earlier did not get, despite the fact that the SME sector had huge potential, it was unable to unleash its potential here in India because a lot of promoters had to rely on bank funds. And in my experience, I found that most of the promoters in the SME sector do multitasking. They perform roles from a PM to a president. Every role is performed by them. And they multitask. As I said, multitasking PM to a president, and in their lifespan or entrepreneurial journey, they work for 3 entities. They work for the staff, manpower, they work for government, that is taxation, and they work for banks' interest. With the result that nothing is left for the promoters. So now, with the setting up of the SME platform, BSC, here is an opportunity for the SME companies to unleash and unlock value. As we proceed, we will show you, or we will explain, or tell you, explain is a long time, a long word, so how some of the companies who recently unleashed value went public, and how they have not only created wealth for themselves, but also created wealth for investors. With that, thank you very much.
All right, people, I'm sure we can make some more noise, much more noise than what you've done. Please, come on, especially a few times, yeah. The first count, obviously, without unquestionably, when Mr. Clifton comes in here, the passion that he talks about SME, and that's reflected all over Mr. Ajay Thakur's face, there is a connection. And you know it works, right? And the second thing is when you talked about Jeff Bezos and the divorce and the millionaires and the billionaires, The interviewer was asking a millionaire. He said, so I believe you're a millionaire. Yes, I am a millionaire. All right, okay, so what do you attribute your success to be a millionaire? He said, a question to ask, of course it's my wife, because of her I was a millionaire. So what were you before you got married? A billionaire. It's felicitation time, and every awards night, every night that is as memorable as this evening has got that. And we're going to endorse that by having the felicitations partners as part of its CR activities. Altina Securities plays a major part in its two focused areas, promoting entrepreneurship and promoting financial literacy. It has to date organized over 1,000 investment seminars, 7 full-day workshops on wealth creations, and numerous industrial visits to leading companies like Tata Motors, Siemens, etc., to name a few. All these initiatives have been organized free of cost to the various participants. The essay contest, which reaches an audience of over 5 lakhs, has been highly successful over the last few years. This year's essay contest has been part sponsored by our partners, whom we wish to felicitate with a bouquet of flowers. I'm going to call up 5 partners. The first is, and to do the honors of giving out is Mr. Clifton's better half, and that's Mrs. Pearl. Okay. And as a caller, please step forward. VR Films and Studios Limited. People put your hands together. Put your hands together. And a photograph. You may pose for that. Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations. The second one is Evans Electric Limited. Thank you. People put your hands together. You need to smile, yes. Mac Hotels Limited. Do we have a representative? Mac Hotels. Oh, good evening. Fourth, Mosquito Engineering Limited. A lot of us, photographs, yeah, a lot of us are shining this evening, isn't it? I know. We need to do that, Laurel and Hardy, a photograph for the archives. And the last, True Consultancy Services Limited. Unfortunately, there has been a death in the family, and so the representative is out here being able to come in just now. But it happens. These are things that happen. This is called the 100 Crore Club. So we need to felicitate the 4 companies who have been instrumental in listing and having created wealth of over rupees 25 crores per investors in a short period of time. And to do the honors through this entire ceremony, we've got Natasha back again on the podium. Please put your hands together for Natasha.
Most of the time there exists a huge valuation gap between a listed and non-listed company. Classic examples are of Avenue Supermart, which is DMart. The shares were issued at a price of rupees 299, and in a short span of time the shares touched the rupees 1000 mark, and today in a span of just 2 years the shares are now quoting around rupees 2000. Recently, on September 30th, Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, which is the IRCTC, issued shares at rupees 315 and in a month's time is quoting at rupees 915. There are many instances to prove that if shares are issued at right valuations, the benefits to both promoters and the public investors could be enormous. The 4 companies that we listed in a span of 1 year proves the point. The 4 companies we listed at their peak prices are as follows. Mac Hotels Limited, rupees 36 crores. VR Films Limited, rupees 25 crores. Evans Electric Limited, rupees 32 crores. Mesquita Engineering Limited, rupees 12 crores, which is a total of rupees 105 crores. Thus, wealth of rupees 75 crores has been created for the promoters and rupees 25 crores for the public investors. Now we hand over.
Yeah, all 4 of them can come in. Mac Hotels, VR Films Limited, Evans Electric Limited, and Mesquita Engineering Limited. Please step forward, and we've got a gift for you. Is the vision. And so we've got 5 partners here. Let's have a glimpse of how our partners dream for the next 3 to 5 years. And in the process, create wealth for all. So I'm going to call up. That's it. Oh, okay. So we're going to have from Evans. Yes, please. Put your hands together. Yes. Come in here, I'll give you a mic and say a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nelson Fernandez. I am the Managing Director of Evans Electric Limited. It is not often we are told to share our dreams in public. But if I am given the liberty to dream for Evans Electric, I would like to share the following. Evans Electric is known as a small company that does big work. By big work I mean we repair large generators, motors and transformers. My dream is that the word small should be replaced with growing. A growing company that does big work. Evans Electric has to increase and multiply. We have to duplicate ourselves so that we have several teams that can work simultaneously on many jobs and many sites. With the horizon of about 3 years, I would like to increase the manpower to 200 from the present 80. The factory that we have at Palghar is capable of accommodating 200 personnel without any further investment. With the increase in manpower, my dream is that the turnover of the company should increase 4-fold within the next 3 years, as follows. For 2015, we did a turnover of 7 crores. Sorry, for 2019 we did a turnover of 7 crores. For 2020 we aim for 14 crores. For 2021 we aim for 21 crores. And for 2022 we aim for 28 crores. The other dream I have for Evans Electric is mechanical repair. We already do mechanical repair for our three products of motors, generators and transformers. In fact, under our name Evans Electric, we have the line heavy electromechanical repairs. My dream is that we enter into the field of pump repairs, routine maintenance of turbine generators and steam turbines and hydro turbines. If we do both, the turbine and the generator, then we can participate in many more tenders, because very often the turbine and the generator are clubbed into one tender. Thank you.
May I invite the spokesperson from Max Hotel, please? Mr. Edgar Frio.
Good evening, everybody, respected guests on the dais, and all my friends here. Well, Mac Hotels had a very humble beginning, and today we are standing, and today I am standing in front of you, being a listed company 1 year old, and we are doing relatively good in the volatile market right now. What is there? The future plans of Mac Hotels are promising, and we have some good plans for the investors. It's a good news for the investors. Presently, we got listed with 52 rooms under operations under Mac Hotels. From there, we moved up to 78 rooms last year, October. By December, we reached around 236 rooms and operations, and today we have 274 rooms operations under Mac Hotels. Our target for March 2020 is to have the operations of 350 rooms with a turnover of 15 crores. March 21, our target is to touch 600 rooms with a turnover of 30 crores, and by March 22, we want to have 1,000 rooms operational with a turnover of 55 crores. That's the plan. We want to go asset-light model. Within next 2 years, we also wish to have a company which would be debt-free, and then the growth will happen. Multiplying growth will happen. I don't want to take too much time of yours, but on a lighter note, I would like to say that our Prime Minister has said that Make in India, the project of Make in India. I urge all the Indians not to go for holidays and honeymoons abroad. Come and make in Goa. We have all the resources. We have the conferencing, we have the parking place, and so with this few words, I would like to thank Clifton and all the organizing team of Altina. Great success. Because if he succeeds, we all succeed. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Edgar. But there was something pretty unusual and it was pretty refreshing when you were deliberating on 272 and a half, 273 rooms. There was a particular person here who had his pulse on your hotels and was prompting you 274. And then we had Mr. Ajay giving you a pat on the back and said, you would be their unofficial spokesperson. So you need to put your hands together because he had his He had his figures all right. Wow. That's a cue I'm going to take from your book, Captain. Can we have a spokesperson from VR Films and Studios Limited, please? People put your hands together. It's a warm. Mr. Manish Dutt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Manish Dutt. Hello, big hello to the panel. The topic tonight is to take you to a world of dreams. What better than the movie industry? We have been like transporting everyone to the world of dreams forever. Now, if you look at it, I was just joking in the evening when Mr. Ajit Thakur asked me, how's the market doing for you? And I said, pretty good. He was like, in such market, if you say, okay, it's still good, but you're still very good. All I had to tell him is, during depressing times, it's good business for us. Because if you are depressed, you will come and watch the movies. You want to be entertained. And even if you are happy, you will still come and watch. So, it's like, we always have this optimistic and a positive attitude that chalega, har halat mein chalega, which is why every Friday is a new beginning for us. Well, as far as our company goes, I'm so happy to hear from everyone that everyone who hit it big started from a small room or a garage. We are in the dubbing studio business for dubbing and localization. We too started from a very small dubbing studio, and over a short period now we are working out from 65 plus dubbing studios across India, and just 2 months back we have added 5 more in Bangalore and 5 in Cochin. So we are expanding on that front as well. What works in our favor, I don't know if you would consider it to be a dream, but I am taking it to be a dream run. Because it's a kind of a thing, one is to dream and the other is to try and make the dream a reality. But if both happen simultaneous, it's nothing like it. So it's like being at the right place at the right time. Incidentally, we got listed and there is this boom in the digitization, and you have the whole country, thanks to our Prime Minister and the political agenda, which is like towards your Indianization more, made in India. So people are getting more protective about their languages. They want to talk their language. So it's a kind of a thing like, each one wants to talk about their language as such. I was told it's like a Hollywood movie. If one is watching, it's like, fine, this is a great movie. But if that actor is talking in Tamil, they feel like, oh, he knows Tamil. And they tend to understand it much better. Even though I'm in this business, I still have to see a Hollywood movie twice to understand the dialogue. Let me be frank with you about it. And I'm sure it's with most of the people. But this is what it is. And if you have to reach the depth of our huge country and to reach the wider audience, you need to have it localized in their various languages. Now, of late, if you would see, because of this digitization, you have channels like Discovery, which are dubbing programs in Marathi, in Malayalam, in Kannada. So it's a whole big thing which is happening at this moment. And you have the biggest of the biggest players who are entering the market in the form of OTT players. Like you have Netflix, you have Amazon, now you have HBO Max which will be coming in, you will have WB Plus which is there, you have Disney Plus which will be coming in, and these are all huge channels. And if they have to come in, they're all coming with content. Every platform needs content. It is very expensive to make or create content. But to run a channel or any platform, all you need is 3 to 4 hours of main content, and rest all is what is spun again and again. So the most ideal thing in this is to create more content at a cheaper price, is to dub it in the various languages. It's like we acquire one Hollywood film, but we dub it in 4 languages, and we distribute that sub-license across to various platforms. So I'm not taking business out from one film, I'm doing it from four films. This is the kind of stuff which is like that. And for this, we don't need any investment at this time, because whatever we had to do, we had done our entire groundwork over the years. And lucky, maybe I run into Mr. Clifton, and he advises like, why don't you unlock your assets? And you could see it multiply much more. Till about 6 months back, I used to wonder, like, so many years I've been working, I mean, and I look into my account, it's like nothing. Where does it go? Well, in 6 months, it's like unlocking of the assets, and as he would say, my balance sheet, it shows like, oh, our market cap is so much and worth so much, I didn't know about it. So that's the power of this. And this is just going to grow more and more. I do not want to tell more about what the whole thing would be like, because I hope it comes true, but it would be a dream come true. So it's in the sense like, if I would say my entire last year's turnover, we have done it in the first 6 months itself. And the next 6 months, I do not want to say no, because it will be like, hopefully if things go, would be much better. If not, as Mr. Ajay Thakur says, even if it's okay in such a scenario, it will be like great. But in the next 5 years, definitely, my target is to reach the 100 crore. How I do it, I don't know. Maybe Clifton will agree on it. Or maybe the times, the way things are moving, it should do. That's all I would like to say. And we shall meet very soon to realize if this dream comes true. Oh, it is a dream itself. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Mukesh. And if the record goes, I think Disney Channel is trying to take over Netflix. I believe they've got all the classics out in there, so they. But I'm glad you're actually unleashing and unlocking a lot of dreams when people sit in the movie theaters. So that's a smart move. Can we have a representative and a spokesperson from Bisquita Engineering Limited? Please, people put your hands together and recognize people as they come in here for their little talk. Mr. Avinash.
Good evening to one and all, dignitaries on the days, my friends in the audience. I'm Avinash Bisquita, Managing Director of Bisquita Engineering Limited. We started off many years ago, 25 years ago exactly, as a professional concern, then moved on to Private Limited, Public Limited, and we've been listed barely a month ago. I think not even a month has passed, it's 28 days. A whopping 60% increase in the share price from my IPO price. Proud of the shareholders, investors, and proud of the performance of our company. We are basically into light engineering. Many times when I use this word light engineering, they ask me whether I repair bulbs. So we are into engineering. The sector itself is divided into 3 parts: light, medium, and heavy, depending on the weight of the components that are being manufactured. So we are into a sector where we manufacture parts which are less than 50 kgs. So we term ourselves light engineering. We are an ISO 9001-2015 certified company. We are the original, I would say around 6 years ago, in tough competition from a Turkish company. We bagged a huge order from, and till today we continue to supply to IIT Industries, a leading brand of washing machines in the home appliance division. It was a new technology for India. They imported these components from Turkey. Turkey, are well established, supposed to be the gateway between Europe and Asia. And we beat the Turkish guys not only in the cost but in the quality of the product we supply them. We are today in the telecom industry, supplying to Comscore USA, and we are head on directly competing with China. If India is going to be a manufacturing hub and if Make in India is going to be a reality, we have to have the confidence of competing with China. And today we are competing successfully with China and supplying the telecom industry more than 20-25 components. Headlong, I don't see any reason why a country 10,000, 20,000 kilometers away should supply to an Indian company at a price lower than us. There's no reason why. So we compete with them and we have beaten them in the orders. Our plan for the next 4 years is not a dream. It's an audacious plan and it's going to be a reality, I can assure you all that. We have 3 verticals of business we are getting into. Besides being component suppliers to these 3 sectors, we are getting into conversion of solar cells into solar panels. Now as you already know, you're just talking about 100 gigawatts of power, just 20-25 are got done, another 70-75 are still to be done. They're going to be importing these solar cells because they're much cheaper. Manufacture the panels here. That's one vertical. The next vertical is getting into contract manufacturing of home appliances, small home appliances, like maybe toasters, and we are already talking about 20 companies worldwide. And we hope to contract manufacture for them in our premises here in Goa. And the third vertical would be logistics and warehousing. I don't know if any of you have lately been to Goa, but there's a new airport coming up in Mopa. If you see, the roads are a mess, and the mess is the reason because they're planning to 4-way and 6-lane and 8-lane highways. These highways are connecting the north to south of Goa, which you can traverse anyway in about maybe half an hour, just 60 kilometers, 80 kilometers, connecting Goa to the rest of India and the rest of the world. There is a huge requirement today of warehousing and logistics in Goa, and we intend taking full advantage of these 3 verticals to grow our company from the present 7.5 crores to 100 crores in 4 years. So I see our reality coming true. Thank you very much. Have a blessed week.
Thank you, Mr. Avinash. That's really ambitious. From 7 crores to 100, absolutely amazing. It's spot on. Yeah. People, put your hands together for all the 4 partners. Please. Dreams and vision. We've got Altina Securities. We've got the director here, Mr. Clifton De Silva. He's going to take us across as to what they have and their vision for the next 3 to 5 years. So people, put your hands together once again for our director, Altina Securities, Mr. Clifton De Silva.
All in one sentence. Dream is to unlock value from current level to 1,000 crores in 3 years.
Right, we're going to kickstart with the awards night, and that's really interesting because everybody loves to be a winner, but somebody comes in here and picks up the trophy or the gift or the certificate. So this evening, we start off first with the essay contest. There were a whole lot of people who had applied for it here, and there are 3 place winners. So the first place winner is Miss Ziona D'Souza. All right, people, put your hands together. Winners, and we do the honors of having the certificate. Yeah, the certificate we got Mr. Clifton. All right. I suggest you stay back there because then we will take out a photograph, a group photograph of the other winners as well. The second place winner is Miss Zina. Yes, yeah, Miss Zina D'Souza. So you'll have to, you wait here so that you can get that. Yes, please. Congratulations, Miss Zina D'Souza. And the third place winner is Alison Duck. Apparently she's out of the country and she's living up her dreams at some place on the planet. Alright, so let's have a group photograph. Okay, you're going to win, but then you can always represent here. Yeah, represent him here and then take out a photograph here. Yeah, can we have a group photograph for the archives? Hands together, put your hands together. Yeah.
I'm Ziona. I congratulate Altina Securities and Mac Hotel, VR Film Studios Group Consultant Mosquito Engineers at Van Electrics. I thank God Almighty for bringing me here, and also I thank you, the organizing team, the Altina Securities. I really feel small standing here, but yes, I should achieve my dreams, I think, definitely. Like Henry David, a great poet, said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Enjoy the life you've imagined. Yes, I think all of us have dreams. And I wish all the companies here achieve big. It says, think big, dream big, believe big, and you should definitely have it big. Thank you.
You certainly did think big, because that's how you won the big bucks. All right, we've got the second place winner, Zina D'Souza. People put your hands together.
I haven't really prepared a speech. I thought that would be left for the entrepreneurs who are present here. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here in presence of successful entrepreneurs. I would really like to thank Altina Securities, the sponsors, and the jury for selecting my writing piece as one of the winning entries. This is really a great platform to recognize and promote budding talent, and especially on a topic like the power of dreams. Writing this essay took me back to my school days. I don't think I've written an essay since then, but it was more of a self-realization experience for me. And I wish everyone present here and all the very best, and hope your dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you to both the winners for expressing your view. We've got the Altina Awards are an endeavor to honor entrepreneurs who have embarked on a journey to make their dreams come true. It is a platform that celebrates the passion, ambition, and aspiration of entrepreneurs who have put all efforts to build and grow the business. We aim to empower those trailblazers. And for the rest of the segment, we've got Natasha and Shweta doing the honors.
We work as a business accelerator and mentor and help SME companies to scale up with speed and transform them from dwarfs into giants, as well as help them to go global. Our approach is to support and fund these companies during their development and growth phases. Our dream is to push entrepreneurs to go the extra mile to achieve their dreams and to truly fulfill their potential and leave behind a legacy. We encourage companies to grow in size and generate profits to command superior valuations. When small businesses take up growth challenges, they will build new opportunities, not just for themselves, but for the nation as a whole. The Altina Awards are an endeavor to honor entrepreneurs who embarked on a journey of entrepreneurship to make their dreams come true. It is a platform that celebrates the passion, ambition, and aspirations of entrepreneurs who have put everything on the line to build and grow their business. India must emerge as a nation of job creators rather than job seekers. Chase a dream and, more important, execute that dream. The main objective of this initiative is to create a platform for recognizing the efforts of Indian entrepreneurs in making their business successful and share their success story with others. These award winners have demonstrated exemplary performance in their respective fields. Altina Awards 2019 is a dedicated show aimed to bestow upon entrepreneurs the best recognition, well deserved indeed. It is that event of success that comes only to those who burnt the midnight oil, just not thinking of an idea, but to take initiative beyond par excellence to see it through getting translated into a successful business proposition that has the potential to transform the world around. The Success Saga showcases the entrepreneurial spirit of those determined personified personalities. The most important thing about entrepreneurship is having convictions. Once you are convinced, you have a business model and are committed to superior execution, and the rest follows. Chase a dream, and even more important, execute that dream. An entrepreneur must have a clear vision and strategy to take on established institutions by rewriting the rules of his industry to build something from scratch. I now call on Shweta to announce the awardees of these awards.
Dr. Aziza Jalaluddin, Founder and Managing Director, Shine Go Global Limited, Singapore. As an accelerator who pioneered the training mentoring industry in Asia from the early 2000s, Dr. Aziza specializes in global business, alignment and connection, and has access to various funding strategies for business growth. She is effectively multilingual in Mandarin, Tamil, Malay and English. She has been successfully addressing and had transformational impact offline and online on thousands of management teams and business leaders of various industries from Singapore, Malaysia, USA, China, India, Indonesia, UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, etc. Dr. Aziza, with her global network of business leaders and mentored by some of the who's who mentors of mentors, she has bridged many businesses in Asia for successful growth and expansion. The service and sales veteran had won more than 10 different international certifications and awards. She believes in transformation and empowerment of management, teams, and business leaders globally. Testimonial to her efforts in this empowerment journey, Dr. Aziza received her honorary doctorate in global entrepreneurship, ecosystem, specialization in business networking. Her life mission is in promoting global love, peace and prosperity through individual love, peace and prosperity.
Yes, please. Here we've got a trophy for you, and that will be in the honors. It will be done by Mrs. Pearl. And please at the podium and say a few words.
All praise to Almighty, Honorable on the dais, and my dearest partner, Mr. Ayupadas Kunat. It's a great pleasure to be here on this space, and on the topic of dreams, I think I really feel very inspired again being part of this journey. It reminds me of me being in India for the first time in 2011, even though my parents come from Kanyakumari. It is really, at that time, it was all about creating impact of Indians, uplifting ourselves as a global one community globally. And today I feel like it is the beginning of an appreciation of the efforts and the dreams that as Shine set out in India. And then I feel that it's a real honor that it's really being inspired again. And when I managed to get the partnership together going with Ms. Ayupadas, it is really the next level of growth. And today is actually the 2 years of our union in getting the business going. And so I really appreciate this award, and it was a real surprise when Mr. Clifton offered this, and thanks to Mr. Ajay Thakurji for making all these connections and amazing partners amidst us who are making it possible for us to grow global. Once again, I think I want to leave you back with this amazing quote of Mahatma Gandhi: be the change you want to be. So it is all of us as entrepreneurs, SMEs, who have come together to make the change in India so that we can globalize as one world, one India. Thank you so much.
The next awardee is Ritesh Sharma, Managing Director, Mindpool Technologies Limited. Ritesh Sharma has over a decade in the IT industry and is also the guiding force behind the growth and strategic decisions of the company. His knowledge of the industry gives the company key competitive advantage, enabling its geographical and customer presence in existing and target markets while exploring the new growth avenues. He set up Mindpool Technologies in the year 2011, which is engaged in the business of staffing and solutions. It provides Oracle consultancy services, IT staffing and solutions and corporate training services across various industries, including banking and financial services, automotive and engineering, telecom, healthcare, retail and entertainment in India and USA. The company launched its IPO in 14 February 2019.
So my name is Ritesh Sharma, Managing Director and Chairman for Mindpool Technologies. First of all, it's an immense pleasure for me to receive the Entrepreneur Award from Altina Securities. I would like to thank Ajay ji also for coming here and motivating us. Ajay ji, I met him multiple times. He's giving his best. He's traveling, I will say, across India. I met him in Pune a couple of times. He's addressing the SMEs who are not listed on the any platform, maybe BSc or NSC, giving them knowledge how they can unlock their value, how they can come to the SME boards, and having some kind of pressure from the investor also to grow your organization. Because what happens when you are a private limited company, you are having your own way of working. So, and once you get listed, definitely you are having some kind of push from the investor side also, now you are a listed organization and you need to grow, and that's how about the today's agenda also, Power of Dream. As far as the Mindpool is concerned, we are IT consulting and staffing organization. At this point of time, we are having offices in India and US. We started in 2011. At this point of time, we are 220 people company, and we recently did one acquisition, and after this completion of acquisition, we will be 600 plus people. The revenue of the organization for 2018-2019 was 23 CR with a PAT of 1.6 CR. Now being we are going to merge with this, or we are going to complete this acquisition, so expected turnover will be 45 CR for 2020 with a PAT of 3 CR. So again, thank you very much, Clifton, Ajay ji, for this honor. Great, thank you very much.
The next awardee is Anirvan Ghosh. Currently, Anirvan Ghosh, Managing Director, Pulse Electronics Limited. Currently, Anirvan Ghosh holds the position of Managing Director and Director of Pulse Electronics Limited. Mr. Ghosh is also on the board of Fiesta Entertainment Private Limited, RNS Electronics India Private Limited, and Elecom Fiesta Entertainment Private Limited, and member India Region and Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers. Established over 35 years ago as a brand, Pulse Electronics Limited develops and manufactures audio system and solution that capitalize on the emergence of new coaxial technology and line array based speaker system for the cinema, pro audio, studio and home audio industries. Pulse manufactures an array of world-class products specifically designed to cater to object-based and channel-based immersive audio formats. The Pulse manufacturing base is built over 40,000 square feet of state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in the outskirts of Mumbai, India. The key components are manufactured in Germany, Italy and Spain. The Pulse facility is also designed to build customized products for special venue requirements, giving the company a unique ability to provide the perfect solution for technically challenging projects and venues. With thousands of cinema and audio installation in some of the leading chains, Pulse is one of the industry leaders with innovative products and advanced engineering skills. Among the top clients that Pulse serves in the cinema vertical include top names not only in India but abroad, such as PVR Cinemas, Inox, Carnival Cinemas, UFO Movies and Cubes in India, and QFX in Nepal, Lippo Cinemas in Indonesia, MPO Cinemas in Malaysia. The success of the company, not only in India but abroad too, has encouraged it to formulate ambitious expansion plans.
The representative is here. Do we have the representative? Musani wants that. He's on his way. Okay, fine. All right. Thank you.
The next awardee is Mario Lobo, Managing Director, Personal Search Service Private Limited. Mario Lobo founded the PSS Group in 1981 and is one of the pioneers of executive search in India. It was the first time the concept of executive search was introduced in India through detail-oriented processes and quality delivery that continue to define its approach. PSS was instrumental in building several of India's biggest conglomerates by placing their leadership talent. To better address the client's needs, the company ventured into the international territory through its partnership with Ray and Bernstein, that is R&B, a top 5 international global executive search firm. Its R&B alliance has enabled it to better cater to the international requirements of its client, while simultaneously expanding its access to a global talent pool of candidates. With extensive experience in developing and managing strategic relationships, Mario has assisted leading Indian businesses with critical strategic inputs during restructuring, salary benchmarking, and in different organizational development initiatives. Mario takes a lot of interest in analyzing new organization structures and proposing change management across several sectors. His work and contribution has featured in major national publications. He is on the governing council of the Loyola Institute in Chennai, as well as on the executive committees for Xavier Institute, Jamshedpur, and St. Joseph Center of Excellence. Mario holds a degree in arts from the University College of Arts in Jaipur. He is also an MBA from the Xavier Institute, Jamshedpur, that is LXRI, and was presented with the Distinguished Alumni Award by LXRI in 2014 for his contribution to the human resource industry in India.
All right, people put your hands together.
Thanks for this award. So I go back 38 years back when I decided to venture into business of my own. I guess when you're high on initiative and low on capital, executive search at that time seemed like a great idea. In retrospect, if I were to go back, I think this is exactly what I'd like to do. 38 years, there's so much of learning. I think we made such a difference to so many companies. Today there are corporations which have become major corporations. So when you see companies like, Pepsi when they set up, or Coke when they set up, although they were based in Gurgaon, they still decided to open in Los Angeles. The company like Marico, we virtually helped build them from ground zero. When the Dabur turnaround happened, we were responsible. Today, Sun Pharma is India's #1 pharma. But I remember those days when I used to sit with Dilip Shanghvi and we try and put the team together. Likewise, started working with Ajay Piramal when it was a 17 crore company, SMEs. Today, huge company. And of course, I remember the time when I placed the CEO. And 2.5 years later, the market cap went up 9.5 times. Ajay Piramal became a billionaire. 3.8 billion is what he did when he sold that India business to Havertz. When Glenn Solana came down from the US in 99, the company was an 80 crore company. Today they are an 11,000 crore company. And we've been with all these companies right through the journey. So it's been a great experience. There's so much to learn in this business. As I said, this is a place where you get tuition free of cost. From your clients, who give you a perspective of their business, from the candidates you interview, who tell you, what they've achieved and how they've gone about it. So it was very heartening for me, while we started the business of 30,000 capital, today, not only in the search business and the other parts of the business, so we've got into the staffing business, we've got into the HR technology space, and we're getting into other spaces. So we're reinventing ourselves into an HR solutions company. And our turnover is now in excess of about 350 crores. Of course, very heartening for me is my 3 children. Normally when your children go abroad, they don't ever come back. So, but they spent almost 9 years studying abroad in the US. So 2 of them did their undergrad at Wharton, did their MBA at Wharton, worked with JP Morgan in investment banking. My daughter was in Goldman Sachs in New York and London. My eldest son went to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and went to London Business School. All specialized in finance and have now come into the HR core business. So I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but my dream was, how do we take people from India? I see this and send them all across the world. And how do you bring Indians from all across the world and bring them into the country? Because I think there's a lot that we in India can look forward to. This country is going places. And I think this spirit of entrepreneurship has been in this country for a very long time. And in a sense, if you really look at it, entrepreneurship is something that exists in each one of us. I mean, I follow Mohammad Yunus of Bangladesh. He's such an amazing man. He talks about an entrepreneur. Everyone is an entrepreneur. And he talks about the story about, the first time before he set up the Grameen Bank, $27 he gave to 42 people. And he wiped out debt which they were carrying for years. So these people were paying 10% interest every day. And when that got pulled off, there was magic. Today, they are giving loans to about 90 million people. And Bangladesh, from a country which was a poor country, today more than half the population is gone out of poverty, and they say in the next 5 years the entire country will, where they used to have 7 children, today it's an average of 2.2 children. But the spirit of entrepreneurship has made such a big difference. And I think we can take a leap from that for this country and bring in that entrepreneurs. We want to create the environment where everyone can aspire and really get more proactive, do things that are required, and also make sure that the people around you. So it's not only, you've got to, this whole spirit of entrepreneurship, you've got to encourage within your organization. So entrepreneurship doesn't always mean making money. You have social entrepreneurship like what they have, or you can have intrapreneurship, within the organization where people stretch themselves, get proactive, and do things which are extraordinary. Okay. Thanks a lot, I think, for the award and all this.
Lastly, we have Virendra Sangvi, Managing Director, RD Edcon Limited. Mr. Virendra D. Sangvi is the co-promoter and Managing Director of the company. He is a chemical engineering graduate from UCT and has more than 45 years experience and excellent track record in design, development, construction and operation of process plants in India and internationally. He has diverse experience of working with various engineering, lubricant, petrochemical and pharmaceutical companies such as Merck and Doni India Limited, Lubrizol India Limited, Acre Solution, Ernestwine Dairy Power Gas and Bansali Engineering Polymers Limited. He is also recipient of NOCIL Award for Excellence in Consultancy Services.
First, I should thank Altina for remembering me and making me make presentation to you, a distinguished crowd. I just made it because my brother's son got engaged and I had to attend at BKC. So I'm sorry, I'm late. You accommodated me. I thank you very much. Regarding my, I'll take 2 minutes, journey after my graduation in '64 from UDCT, I joined Workshop Dome as a process engineer in vitamin B12 plant. I know with Mr. P.M. Devarajan, a well-known person, the field. Then I became a vice president of Bansali Polymers and general manager of Lubrizol India Limited. I started my company 32 years back with 2 engineers. We have now 4,000 engineers on our payroll. We are the largest manpower supplier in oil and gas. We have about 600 engineers for solar industry and about 500 plus in oil exploration in Bhutan. So before 2 years, previous 2 years, we became a public limited company with National Stock Exchange, doing very well. We have purchased a company for record in Abu Dhabi. We have started a company in Sharjah, joint venture in Saudi, looking for some more offices. So, thing has been extremely good by the God's grace. But the maximum I enjoy is a CSR activity. I'm past chairman of CSR activity of Rotary Club, as well as the trustee of Jawar Taluka along with Piyush Goyal, his brother Pradeep Goyal. And we take care of number of projects for Adivasi people, including solar operated pumps, water distribution on the hills, and number of schools modernization. With this word, I thank you all. Thank you.
This Shalini logo. We are the recipient of the 2017 essay contest, the winners. People put your hands together.
Thank you so much. It really took me by surprise when I got the invitation from Newton sir, and actually he remembers my name, so really delighted. Far from investments and business and stock exchange, I work in a field where honestly these terms are completely alien to me. I'm a journalist. When I won this essay competition, I was in fact pursuing my post-graduation in journalism, and 2 years later, here I am as a journalist. I think, so back then the essay was on Power of Media, and now it's on the Power of Dreams. So I think the last 2 years, the journey has been reverse. For most of you who have spoken on how do you see your future 5 or 10 years later, I think for me, I had no clue in terms of dreams, as in like 2 years later, I will be standing here talking to you. So the power of dreams for me has actually been backwards, where I've been joining the dots. Right now I'm standing and I can actually join the dots and see how my journey has begun. I had begun 2 years ago with Altina. So in that sense, yes, the power of dreams, I can say, does hold true, because that was when I started dreaming. The essay competition actually helped me question and dream and think and analyze, which some of you, for those who won, will agree, because the topic pushes you to analyze, question, and after that you can put down your essay. And so in that sense, that helped me write down my matter. and over the years, I think the last 2 years, that has helped me in my field also. So, and also, well, many of you will not know, but Kent, 2 years ago when I was studying journalism, Clifton sir helped me because he was one of my first interviewees. It was the budget session, I remember, the union budget was just out, and my friends and I, we were running from pillar to post. Whom do we interview? And suddenly I had Clifton sir in mind. So thank you for being one of those, those early people in life, in my life, to help me pursue my dreams. Thank you very much.
We thank all the 3 winners. But when I went to the essay, there was one person maybe impressed me. His statement was that, of course, he'll get a prize. But he said, I have never written about you. And you said you have not done essays in the past. So he was a person who started his essay this way. He said, in my life, I have never written an essay. But it's the first time I'm writing an essay. Because when I saw a price of 30,000, I dreamt.
He never ceases to use his sense of humor and some interjection. And, yeah, but that's good. Keep the smiles on. The last awardee, Dr. Vibhav Sansgiri, Director, Hindustan Unilever Limited, is now the chief guest. Okay, he's got the chief guest. He's not.
Dr. Sanskari was to officiate as a chief guest today. And it would have been excellent if he was here because his knowledge excellent and he would have shared his thoughts. But unfortunately, I received a message some time back that his father-in-law has felt serious and has to be hospitalized. So his father-in-law has been hospitalized and he has left a message to the audience.
Yeah, I'll share this thoughtful message. I am very sorry, but I will have to cancel today since I need to be in the hospital in the evening today. I realize this puts you in a difficult position, but this is an unexpected family crisis we are having to deal with. So we've got, Natasha, can you do the honors and read out the citation for our chief guest?
Although he isn't present today, I will just let you know a little about him. Dr. Vibhav Sansgiri, the director of Hindustan Unilever Limited. He joined Unilever in 1997 as a research scientist. In 2003, he moved into the skincare category where he was responsible for creating several unbeatable formulations. Since then, Vibhav has held various global and regional roles in Unilever skincare and skin cleansing categories. In his current global role, Vibhav leads the strategy and formulations for iconic Unilever brands such as Dove, Lux, Lifebuoy, Pears, Radox, Geisha, Lever Ayush, Love Beauty and Planet, Apothecare, Keju, Raitu Sharp, and many more. He also leads the category strategy for disruptive technologies and is responsible for contributing to the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan agenda on plastic packaging, water, and greenhouse gases. In his role as site leader R&D India, he is responsible for leading both the research and development centers situated in the cities of Mumbai and Bangalore. Vibhav is a member of Unilever's Beauty and Personal Care R&D leadership team, the Unilever Water Board, the Unilever Skin Cleansing Global Category Leadership Team, and the Unilever Dow Executive Team. He also represents Unilever at several organizations and universities. Vibhav is a microbiologist and molecular biologist with double gold medals in BSc and MSc from the University of Mumbai. He holds a PhD from the Baba Atomic Research Center under a fellowship from the Department of Atomic Energy. That's about him.
invite you here. People put your hands together. Alright? Just showing the last of our...
Good evening everyone. People sitting on the dais and off the dais. First of all, I want to give thanks Mr. Clifton D. Silva, the Director of Altina Securities Limited, who have given me an opportunity to speak in front of you guys. So thank you so much, sir. Myself, Alok Lalka, the Managing Director of Greatex Corporate Services Private Limited. We are SEBI registered Category 1 merchant banker. So for any IPOs which are coming into the SME segment or the import segment, the company has to appoint a merchant banker or a lead manager like us. So we do the listing for all the companies which are ready for listing. And I'm happy to say that today the 4 companies which Clifton have taken them as a sponsor. First one is Mac Hotels Limited and Miskita Engineering Limited. Both the companies have been done under the banner of Greatex. So I'm happy to say that both the companies are doing very well from the day of listing. So may I have a bigger round of applause of both the companies, that this is a kind of pride, because first company from Goa was Mac Hotels and second company was Miskita Engineering. Both the company was done under me. So it's a privilege to say that we have done the wonderful job with the help of Clifton sir, because without him it may not be possible. So that's the thing. And first time I have attended such kind of awards ceremony of the companies, and I wish that the company which have got the awards today, I hope that in the years to come, every year they must get award from Clifton sir or some more organization, something like that. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Alok. Okay, we're going to have, please hand it over to Mr. Alok and Mr. Ajay. So,
thank you.
Can we have the winners of the essay contest? Hey, Mr. Photographer, please position yourself.
Yes, sir. 1 second. 1 second. Look here, center. Thank you.
Opportunity of thanking our chief guest, Dr. Vibhav Sansgiri, for despite his busy schedule had consented to spare his precious time to address us with his thoughts, but unfortunately due to the sudden hospitalization of his father-in-law, he was required to be in the hospital at this moment. I congratulate the winners of the Altina Essay Contest, as well as the Entrepreneurs Excellence Award winners. A big thank you to our partners, Mac Hotels, VR Films, Evans Electric, Miskita Engineering, and Dhruv Consultancy. Also thanks to Mr. Ajay Thakur, BSc SME Chief, Mr. Alok Harlalka, Greatex Corporation. A special thank you to JP Sethi of Share Bazaar Journal for the excellent videography. A big thanks to all the guests for sparing their valuable time, and lastly thanks to Vijay Bhargava for the excellent service, and now request you all to join us for drinks and dinner. Till then,
Let me tell you, yes, please, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Madeline. Happy birthday to you. From old friends and you. From old friends and you. May the good Lord go with you. And happiness to faster. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Madeline. Happy birthday to you. All right, okay. Yeah, go back. All right, thank you so much for listening in here. All right, okay. Yes. This. All right, just before we have the vote of thanks, which will be done by
Mr. Alok Harlalka, distinguished awardees, guests, my guest from Singapore, Aziza ji, and Mr. Eppa Das. I have been coming here for last 5-6 years. And last 6 years back, also my experience with BSc was 17 years. And 6 years after that, my experience with BSc is 17 years. That is good that he is keeping my age in check and keeping me young. So we have started 7 years back this SME exchange. And last year we have also started a startup platform. In last 7 years, of course, we have made 28,000 promoters, and I have done 1800 seminars, and finally 313 companies got listed on the SME. Understand that what was the conversion ratio? Yes, promoters are happy that they are creating wealth for themselves, for their stakeholders, and you are seeing the wealth rising, and they are getting benefited out of that. For people like us, we are in service, but it was an entrepreneurial journey for me also, because when you are starting something new, people are not ready to believe you, and that also when you are selflessly doing something, and there is a history of failure, then people will not believe you more. But we keep on working hard, everybody works hard. Somebody has written a essay to get 20,000 rupees. Somebody is working hard so that business should flourish. But we people don't work anything, we want to create an ecosystem where everybody should get benefit. And when I see people getting benefit out of that, I feel happy. And it's like connecting to God. And I don't think you will create more wealth than that. So that is the most important aspect of our this journey of creating the wealth. And we have company from hospitality industry who is teaching Make in India, so go to Goa. We have company from film fraternity who is saying that even in the time of depression or happiness, you please come and watch the movie. There is one gentleman who has started a company 25 years. At that point of time, he was born. 25 years after that also he is born. But he is creating wealth. Okay. But let me tell you, that journey was very difficult. And today, while coming from New Bombay, where I am residing, till here, also it was very difficult. It took 3 hours. And unfortunately, I brought my family first time here also. And my daughter's birthday is today. I know that they are totally angry. So these things keep on happening, when you meet 28,000 promoters, when you are not living in your home, when you are on the road. Sometimes what happened, out of 28,000, 350 companies or 500 companies got listed, they may be happy. Other set of companies are there who are not happy. There are investors who have made a lot of money, they are happy. There are some investors who have lost money, they are unhappy. There is a family who is very happy of the promoters, family who have created wealth, they are very happy. There is a family of a person who has created ecosystem who is not happy. So you have to create a balance, among all of these things. And then keep on sitting as a guest of honor or chief guest and see people receiving their award. So these things keep on happening, but by the end of the day, when I see the people getting the awards, when I see the budding young girls and boys getting the award, even in fact in Clifton's all this award ceremony, I saw girls or ladies getting more award than boys, and that gives an impression the girls are far ahead of boys. So okay, it's good thing. India is growing. India is going to become $2.7 trillion economy. But let me tell you, never get carried away in your life. These words, this jargon, $2.7 trillion, $5 trillion, $7 trillion, these are, in here it gives you a musical feeling. But we have to ensure that all the people who are getting associated with us becomes wealthier day by day. Everybody in our country, we have to ensure that each and every person is the part of that $2.7 trillion economy. It should not happen that the gap between haves and have-nots keep on increasing. So So we have to ensure that wealth should not get concentrated in few hands. It should be evenly distributed. And for that, the most important thing is that the SMEs should grow. Why you people are talking about 5 crore, 10 crore or 100 crore? Start talking about 500 crore, 1000 crore, 2000 crore, 5000 crore, and that is called dream. Okay, in $2.7 trillion, $5 trillion economy, let us all work hard and get associated with the companies which have got award today. And channelize our money to this type of company so that they can also dream of creating $1 billion, $2 billion company. That is very important. I have not started this SME period, as some of you have said that better we should start using the word growing. In fact, that was the thing in my mind, that I don't want you to remain as a small and medium enterprise. That's why in our system what we have done that after 2 years, you grow to such a level that you should no longer remain on the SME board. You move to the main board. That's the concept we have introduced in the SME platform. So we want all these companies which are getting listed on our SME board to not remain SME and keep on raising slogans, we are the SMEs, we are the SMEs. No, you must grow. You must become large corporate, you must become big corporate, you must become blue chip corporate. That is the dream. I don't want you to dream small. Even dreaming small is not a dream. Dream big, bigger and biggest. That should be the mool mantra of all the dreams. And that is very important in today's life. And I hope that with this creating SME platform that we have created, where 313 companies got listed, which have created a market capitalization of almost 20,000 crores, raised 3,400 crores. I hope that in the years to come, 5,000 companies will get listed with the help of people like Clifton, Alok, and all our torch bearers who have come here. I think they are extraordinary. Now they speak better than me. When I started 6 years back, Clifton was not so fluent. Now I feel that I am a small person in front of Clifton because Clifton talks much better than me. And I want, in fact, this time when the Miss Pita was getting listed, Avinash, when he spoken in Goa, I thought that why I am sitting here. He was spoken so well. I remember Edgar when first time the company got listed, he was saying that I thought that when I am going to get listed, I am going to cross a river which is full of crocodiles. Now he is thinking like that, he has become elephant, he can take the crocodile, 20 crocodiles together. Right? Now he is talking about 274 rooms. I hope in 3 years we will create 2,000 rooms. VR Films, you start bringing Salman Khan etc. in your movie, okay? And make them the superstar. So I hope these things will keep on happening. And with these words, I am extremely thankful to Mr. Clifton and all of you, people who have come here. Keep on blessing Clifton so that he can bring thousands of companies to us. Keep on investing into this SME and help them become making large corporate. That is very important. So channelize your funds to this corporate and make them big. This is very necessary. And be long-term investor, not be a short-term investor. And even if your wealth comes down for a while, don't become impatient. Okay, so be a long-term investor, be associated with this company and the corporates. I request you all, think big. And as far as SME head is concerned, as long as SME head, in last 7 years I am the SME head. I don't know how long I will be SME and a startup head. Okay, so but as long as I am there in BSc and heading this department, let me assure you all the corporates, that as long as you are under the regulatory framework of this country and under the laws of this country working hard, I am going to give you wholehearted support so that you can grow bigger and bigger in the times to come. This
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. All right, okay, and your daughter's in here. What's her name? Maithili. All right, Maithili, we've got a surprise for you. Immediately after you've taken off the group photographs, so you can keep that smile on and have that replicated when you land up, right? But in the meantime, it's a request for all the awardees to please stand here. This is the best time before we finish off and we start a smile. Your candid camera.
Thank you.
Leaving, went out, stood on to the little boy, took a bowl of chocolates and said, "Son, Scoop it and take out as many sweets as you can. The boy stared at his pop. The second time, the store owner said, "Son, take as much as you want." Again, he looked up at his pop. The third time, when he did that, the pop came to his rescue. He put his hands in that, took out a whole lot of chocolates, went out with his son, and on the curb outside he says, "Buddy, the uncle asked you to take as many chocolates as you want. Why did you not take?" He looked at his pop sheepishly and said, "But Pop, you've got a bigger hand than mine."